guys, I'm back. So for today's video, this will be the last topic in final. So you have to pay attention for this vlog. Rizal has become a national talisman for stupidity. As a result, in addition to our respect for him, there appears to be a sense of disapproval for all the aspects and qualities associated with him. It entails nothing less than attempting to rescue Rizal's image from the mediocrity and inanity of national culture. The public should be cautious about emphasizing Rizal's love life to the exclusion of other things. During 1954 election, Filipino statesman Claro M. Recto faced a well-organized opposition from members of the Catholic hierarchy and its many organizations. They accused him of being a communist and anti-Catholic. The church campaign against Recto was motivated in part by the desire to elect its own candidate, which is Francisco Rodrigo. The Rizal Law, to honor our heroes, especially Jose Rizal, to remember their lives and works that have influenced our national character. The novels are a constant source of patriotism and to develop a moral character. The law recognized the necessity for rededication to the values of freedom and nationalism. Character, self-control, civic conscience, and to instill the responsibilities of citizenship. This famous piece of Philippine literature by Jose Rizal was written in 1887 and made a significant impact on the history of the Philippines. Rizal was a firm believer in the value of education in combating oppression. Because of their ignorance, and Filipinos were easily manipulated and targeted for cruelty. The novel indicated how power was abused and how people would do anything to get it. Like, Noli Me Tangere also showed that not all who are in prison are sinners like Don Rafael, who was instead a victim of those in power. The tug of power between the church and the government is also obvious in the novel. The protagonist of Noli Me Tangere went through many sacrifices as he believed that they are all for a better future for his country and countrymen. Sacrifice today for a useful tomorrow is one of the book's most intriguing quotes, and it can be found in Crisostomo's letter to Maria Clara, just before he left to study in Europe. Elias sacrificed, who passed away while attempting to defend his compatriots, was another example for sacrifice. And Rizal encouraged the reader to never forget those who perished and gave their lives for the Filipino people and their country through Crisostomo's conversation with Basilio. And it is followed by Il Filibusterismo, also known as the Reign of Greed, and the subversion is the sequel. This novel tells us how cruel and how purely evil the Spaniards was. The second novel that Rizal wrote and dedicated for his country. But even though Noli talks about romance and love, Il Filibusterismo talks about the politics and governmental issues in our country. The poetic novel concludes that sword is not the only one who can cut through the steel armor, but also words can shatter the pride of anyone in this world. Dr. Jose Protasio Rizal wrote Il Filibusterismo to show us how an individual planted and developed thirst for revenge. I know that we all want to do good and we all want to be a good person who choose what is right over what is wrong. Being a good person is fulfilling, not totally in the sense of blessings, but in the sense that we know that we did what is good and our heart just feels over so light. Father Rodriguez's vision, Jose Rizal's satire, La Vision del Fray Rodriguez, depicts a conversation between Saint Augustine and Augustinian priest Friar Jose Rodriguez. The saint criticizes the priest for his anti-clerical beliefs and actions. He also reveals the priest's abusive actions committed in the name of the Catholic Church. Saint Augustine goes on to criticize the friar's lack of understanding of Christian teachings and doctrines. To punish him, Saint Augustine writes about him so that the world will laugh at his stubbornness and stupidity. And by telephone, Rizal wrote por telefono in the fall of 1889 in Barcelona as a reply to another slanderer, Father Salvador Font, who was the mastermind of banning Noli. It features two friars discussing social issues and plans for the Philippines. And it was published in 1889 as a response to a friar named Father Salvador Font regarding his discrimination. A provincial priest in San Agustin Monastery uses a telephone line spearheaded by the Transoceanic Telephone Co. Por telefono is rich in symbolism. It reveals how friars live their lives and how they express gratitude for the donations made by Ilustrados. Every line uttered in Madrid is like an echo that fills the corners of the Philippines about Noli Me Tangere and for initiating the banning of Noli in the fall of 1889. Rizal's letter for Father Pastels. This letter focuses on Pastel's appreciation for Rizal's faith that no matter what happens, Rizal still believes in God. He maintains that Catholicism is the only true religion and that God is the Word, so he should follow God and the Bible's entire revelations is true. During his exile in Dapitan, Rizal engaged in a long and scholarly debate on religion with Father Pastels, which revealed Rizal's anti-Catholic ideas acquired in Europe, as well as his embitterment and his persecution by bad. Individual judgment, according to Rizal, is a gift from God that everyone should use as a lantern to show the way, and that self-esteem, with moderated by judgment, saves man from unworthy acts. He also contented the pursuit. He also contented that different paths to truth may exist, and thus religions may differ, but they all lead to the light. Father Pastels did everything he could to bring Rizal back into the fold of Catholicism. He told Rizal that divine faith trumps everything, including reason, self-esteem, and individual judgment. He contended that no matter how wise man is, his intelligence is limited, and thus he requires God's guidance. He dismissed Rizal's attacks on Catholic dogmas as misunderstandings of rationalism and naturalism, errors of misguided souls. Rizal remained Catholic despite his disagreement with Pastos religious. He attends Mass of the Pietans Catholic Church and celebrates Christmas and other religious holidays in the Catholic manner. His Catholicism, on the other hand, was the Catholicism of Renan and Teilhard de Chardin, which acquires and enlightens. That's it. Thank you.